Welcome, all my lovelies, here to the Victory in Business Success Call. I am Vanessa Raymond, your confidence and success coach, author, speaker. So happy to have you all here for today's call. I'm looking forward to now resuming my calls. So this month, we're still just going to have the 2 for the month. And then from October, we're going to have one every Monday. So I am looking forward to getting into that swing of things. And as you all know, so today I'm pretty excited about what I have to share with you, because I think a lot of you are doing this, but maybe we're talking about a few more ways to implement this in your business. And this is talking about those seemingly unscalable things that we need to do in our business that do scale our business. It's just tough. And I get it, because for me, also being a service-based person, I like knowing, okay, I'm going to go do a massage. I'll get this much. I'm going to go teach a class. I'll earn this much. I'm going to go do this. I'll earn this much. Sometimes it's so hard to slow down and spend time on those things that we don't know what results they're going to yield. The thing is, though, those things are the things that usually grow our business. So I think the marketing world can be very confusing. Some of you have a good grip on it. Some of us don't. Some of us are still finding our way. Sometimes it feels like we're running 100 miles an hour on a hamster wheel and we're not getting anywhere. I see Laura's face. Laura's like, I know that feeling all too well. I am also that person that's like, oh my gosh, I know I'm spending all these hours doing this. We were just talking about technical issues, dealing with all the stuff behind the scenes. As entrepreneurs, we have so many things to do. The thing is, diluted energy creates diluted results, right? Concentrated energy is what gives us momentum. And far too many of us, including myself, are spinning our wheels every day on things that are not really directly yielding results. Now, granted, Laura, Dawn, all of you, I know those of you are creating programs and creating things right now. Sometimes that's the legwork before we can start selling, right? Because we can't sell if we don't have something to sell. However, we tend to be so focused on the launch of whatever we have to sell that we forget those in-between times that we need to spend time, sit back, slow down, and spend time on those things that aren't seemingly directly creating income for us. But those are the things that compound and that eventually give us what we need to grow our business and grow our income. Okay. So I want you to just take a moment and ask yourself, is your energy going in too many directions right now? Yeah. Yeah, me included. You guys, I'm talking to me too here today. That's why I'm so excited about this, because when we are doing that, when we are diluting our energy and we are focusing all over the show and there's hundreds of squirrels, that is when we're not really seeing the returns that we're desiring, right? It's very important to pick out those 3 to 5 things that we really need to focus on in our business. And now you're going to say to me, how do I pick only 3 to 5 things? Sometimes, and I find what has worked for me is to allocate specific days to specific things. I have days where I spend time on the 300 million squirrely things that I have to do. And then there are other days in the week where I go, okay, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I am focusing on those 3 to 5, pick 3, pick 4, pick 5, whatever you can handle, things that I need to focus on to scale my business. Now you're saying to me, what are those things, right? So the thing I really want to focus on and talk about today is embracing social selling. And when I say that, I mean really nurture-based selling, really focusing on those one-to-one relationships. So what I want you to go and do this week is really just look at those people you've been engaging with and pick the top 20 or the top 50. I don't know how many people you're engaging with, but pick the top list, whether it's top 10, top 20, top 50, top 100, depending on how many engagements you've been having, and focus on reconnecting with those people on a deeper level, on a one-to-one customized basis. And where am I going with this? And we all know, I mean, we talk about this a lot. We talk about this in Achieve. You hear it from online people. You hear it from webinars, that really creating those deep-seated, real relationships is what leads to the next steps. The thing is that when we're launching a product or we're launching a course, right, Dawn, we are totally focused on that launch, and we're excited because we're getting a big influx of people and we're getting people engaging in a big way. And we got a quick spurt of cash coming in, for that launch. But the thing is, we can't do that every day. Hi, Anne. Welcome, honey. It's okay. It's okay. So the thing is that we can't do that every day. People get tired of that. They get tired of us pitching them things every day, going, oh, I have this to sell, I have that to sell. So our launches, we keep for those special occasions, for the Black Fridays and the Easter holidays and the whatever it may be, right? But in between, what are we doing in those in-between weeks when we're not launching or pitching a specific workshop or product? That is when we need to really work on strengthening those one-to-one relationships with the people that we are already engaged in. We go to Leads Group to create new leads. We go online to let people know what we're doing, but what are we doing to really deepen our relationships with people? And after this call, I'm going to have you guys give me your ideas. There's more ways, but today I want to highlight 5 ways. 5 ways that we can really create those deeper relationships, because what we ultimately want is those daily consultations with people. That is what scales our business in the end. Those people that you can lead into a consult, a free consultation, a deeper conversation, those are the people that are going to respond when you have your launches and your pitches for your products and your programs, right? Not necessarily the people that have just been watching our Facebook page or that we've been seeing around here and there, but those people that we really create relationships with. And again, I'm talking to myself today too, because these are things that I need to be engaging in more as well. So number 1, when was the last time you sent a prospect or someone that you engaged with a handwritten note, right? When was the last time you took time to just write a little card and send it? I know some people have are engaged in some of those systems where they send handwritten cards or handwritten notes. Those are fine because you can customize them, but I'm talking about a customized handwritten note. Hi, Laura. I noticed that you're doing a lot of new things lately. I really am so excited to see that your business is growing and that you are moving into the self-care world. I'd love to just get together and chat about that. It sounds exciting, right? Would you respond to a note like that? A handwritten note that arrives in your mailbox? Now, I know we don't have addresses necessarily for everybody, but there's nothing wrong with reaching out to someone on Facebook Messenger and say, hey, would you mind sending me your mailing address? I would love to pop something in the mail for you, right? That's something. And sometimes we don't think of these things because we don't have time. We're running. We're going. Who has time to stop and write a note and get it in the mail at the mailing box? Hi, Tommy. Welcome. Right? I'm talking about 5 ways to connect on a deeper level with our top prospects one-on-one. Okay. And the first one is sending a handwritten note, customized in the mail, right? So who of you think that in the next 30 days, you could send out maybe 5 or 10 of those? Yeah, maybe. Okay, let's do that. The next way is sending someone a customized gift. It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be expensive. If you've written a book, send them a copy of your book, a signed copy of your book, or even a book of someone else that you read that made a big difference in your life, or something that you treasure, or something that you have that you can share. Just a little customizable gift. Why? Because this can open a conversation. If you're sending someone a book that changed your life, they'll be very surprised to receive that in the mail. Secondly, you can reach out with a note afterwards, an email, a text, and say, hey, have you had a chance to read that book? How did you like it? How did it change your life? Here's what it did for me, right? So it's about having real conversations with real people and creating a relationship, not just always selling them something, right? Number 3, how about a customized audio or video? So you can leave a voicemail, because let's face it, we don't make that many phone calls, spontaneous phone calls, right? Who still makes spontaneous phone calls? Like just pick up the phone. I know, Anne, I know you do it. Jenny Lynn does. I do occasionally, but to a prospect or client, do you ever, without saying, hey, can I call you at such and such a time, or setting an appointment, do you ever just spontaneously pick up the phone and leave a voice message, right? Or go on Facebook Messenger or Insta Messenger and leave them a short video. I'm talking 30 seconds. Hey, I was thinking of you today. What are you doing? You know, let me know what's new in your life, what's new in your business. I really am interested in knowing what new projects you're doing. Open the conversation, because the more we understand about what our people, our clients, our prospects are doing, the better we know how we can help them. If we don't know what they're up to, we don't know what they need from us, right? So that is number 3. Then number 4, something informational, right? We can share something informational or ask questions that leads to a conversation that leads to the next steps. For instance, Jenilyn, if I sent you a PDF on how to improve your confidence, there's a few bullet points. Hey, here's a beautiful PDF that I created just for you with some tips on how to improve your confidence. What if, and then maybe with that, I say, how's everything been going for you lately? Have you noticed that you've had lack of confidence in any area of your life recently? Do you think you would like that? And maybe answer to that. And maybe I'll go, well, you know, can I share some ideas with you? Want to get on a quick call, 15-minute? There's your consultation. There's your connection. There's your chance to show someone what you have to share and how you can help them. Right? So that's number 4. And then number 5 is the consultation. Now, I know, I have to say, I credit my business coach, Leela. She shared with me some amazing information on how to run a consultation, what questions to ask, how to really engage people in those consultations. So if you guys ever need help with that, reach out to me, reach out to Leela. It's really an amazing conversation. It's really enlightening to have an actual formula to what you're doing in your consultations. Let me know if any of you need help with that, because that is where you want to make your offers. Okay. So the first four things I mentioned, these are all things that should lead to consultations. And if you can get people in your consultation and you can really connect with them on a deeper level, guess what? They might engage in your high ticket offer, your one-on-one coaching, or maybe if they don't want to do that, you can talk to them about your mastermind group or your next workshop or whatever you have going on. Engage people by having a meaningful, deep conversation with them about their goals and their dreams and how you can help them reach those. Okay, so I really quick, I want you just to take a minute and write down, I want you to pick 2 or 3 of those things that I just mentioned. The consultation is compulsory. That one is definitely one that you have to work on getting running in your business. If not daily consultations, at least once or twice a week, you need to be having a one-on-one deep conversation with someone, right? And then write down, pick 2 or 3 of the things I just mentioned. And then I want everybody to make a goal, set a goal for yourself. Say for the next 30 days or the next 60 days, I'm going to really focus on deepening connections with my top 10 or my top 20 prospects. Okay. And see what happens. Sometimes we have to slow down and step back and do the things that seem pointless or not pointless, but those things that don't immediately yield the results, to see the growth in our business. And I promise you, when I focus on this, when I actually do this, this is when my business blossoms and blooms. And we get so distracted with all the busy background work that we forget to keep nurturing those deep connections. Because the point is, once you've created that program, once you have your product, once you have everything you want to sell, who is going to engage with you? Those people that you've created deeper connections with, right? So I want everyone to unmute themselves. And we're open for Q&A if you have questions or if you have ideas, more ways to connect on a deeper level. Anybody have anything to add?
I've been doing some of those, but not in a handwritten note. It's been through messaging and alignable, but made it more, personable to kind of say, hey, I see you're doing this. This is what I'm doing. This is how I kind of, think we could fit together. Is this something that you offer? And just kind of make it more personal instead of, hey, I'd like to connect. And
Right. What we don't want people to think is that you're copying and pasting a message. And I know when we're generating leads, that's what we do. But once you want to deepen that connection, it has to be a customized message. And yes, Facebook Messenger, Alignable, LinkedIn, wherever you are, that's a good place to do that. However, you will stand out and you will be more unique when you do send that handwritten message in the mail. Or another option is you could create a handwritten message that's maybe a PDF and send it to someone, a photo of it or whatever. That's another way to do it if you don't have a mailing address. The other thing that I was just thinking about is, I'm busy with my my wow boxes for Achieve with Leah, along with the magazine, sending out a wow box with whatever in there, a gift. And of course, those will be more exclusive, more VIP guests. I know that I'm going to be using mine for getting speaking engagements. That's what I'm going to be using my wow boxes for, because, hey, if someone's looking for a speaker, are they going to pick the person that just emailed them in PDF, or are they going to look deeper at the person who sent them a box full of goodies, right? So there's ways to stand out. And again, like I said, it doesn't always have to be expensive or have to take a lot of time or effort, but just making that extra little effort and making that personal connection definitely resonates. I remember when I received my wow box from Leah, I all I did was comment on one of her virtual summits. I was on there and she asked a question and I put up my hand and I gave my opinion. And 2 weeks later, I had this beautiful box full of little gifts in my arrive at my mailbox. I was like, wow, that's awesome. Yes, Anne.
I want to give Leela a full plug because we had a fantastic conversation in which she totally clarified a lot of things, and also she has that intuitive sense of really getting to the root of your essence. So if you haven't connected with her, I knew we would connect anyway because we're both circus people. So
yeah, oh, she's awesome, you guys. I recommend her services anytime. She's fantastic. Thank you, Anne.
So
any other ideas?
So would now I've just launched a 3 trio. I was going to call it a hat trick, but nobody really knows cricket here in this place. And I decided to do a 3 series of lives on how to move better on my page. Right. So having a page would be one of those things that you connect deeply with people who actually just join your page. And then if you have a series of workshops that you can plug them on the last day, basically.
Yes. So on a Facebook page that's private, correct, Anne, where you share some free content. Now make sure you don't overdo the free content. Free content's good.
Well, I always do that.
Yeah, keep it short and sweet because I want you to establish value, girlfriend. You have to start charging for your information. And I had this conversation with my accountability partner this morning. Really, really, even if it's $15, $19, $29, whatever, if you're going to do something that's more extended, if you're doing a free 30-minute quick webinar on your page, that's great. Once you're going into 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hours, start charging a little bit because the people that are willing to pay $5 or $10 or $20, they are the people that are going to be willing to pay for your services. Right? The people that just come for the freebies, 9 out of 10 times, they don't invest in anything. Am I right? Anyone else?
Yeah, well, if it's free, then they don't perceive any value. I've learned that.
Right. And little bits of free bits here and there. And hey, with that said, when you do your free bits, give away your best stuff, people. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but show people the best you got because that's how you draw them in to dig deeper with you. Right? All right. Yes. And great idea. Little bits of free bits on your Facebook pages. Anything else? Yes, Dawn.
Me, I had just remembered actually because I had a birthday last week and thank you. 2 people had sent me via Messenger a little video. One of them sang happy birthday. The other one didn't, but both of them had go to my website and here's a free gift for you. So I'm thinking that might be something.
That is an awesome thing.
And give them, I could record the video with the link on the bottom of it that they can get some free recordings from me.
Right. And right there, also make sure you capture their email addresses so you can put them in your funnel. But right there, offering people a free gift on their birthday. That's perfect. That's great, Dawn. I mean, I've had a lot of people send me little videos on my birthday, but I never had the free gift. That's a really great idea. I like that.
Apparently there's a website you can rent famous people to tell somebody happy birthday.
Right. But I think it's really special if you go on there and you do it yourself, right? I've sent some happy birthday songs via voicemail. I haven't done the video.
I haven't done video either. I've done voice memos on Facebook where I've either said happy birthday to them or saying happy birthday to them. Or I like the way you mentioned kind of strategically using it, because I do send voice memos a lot. Like there was a girl that had posted some stuff that she was struggling with, which actually happens to be really relevant to my work. And so I just sent her a link to a video she could watch of, just a resource she could listen to. And I sent her a couple of voice memos with just a couple of little tools she could use to help her. And then she messaged me back and she was like, this is exactly what I'm struggling with. Are you a coach? Like, I'd like to do
Right, that's exactly.
And I didn't do it with any agenda. I just was like, oh my gosh, she's struggling. Let me contribute to her, basically. And I didn't even think of that in terms of like how you're saying it until you just said it. I'm like, oh, how can I now use that a little more strategically with people that I would like to do business with? And then as far as like the handwritten notes, I haven't used it in the way you're talking about. I usually will do like gratitude notes and just tell people what I'm grateful for about them, or birthdays or holidays.
I like that. I mean, any kind of handwritten note, no matter what. And I love that you said no agenda, because that is really important, that you're not attached to the outcome. All right. Whether that person ends up spending money with you or engaging with you in a bigger way should be irrelevant, because you want to help them and you want to share. 9 out of 10 times, they will engage with you. Right. And that is the secret. And I also love, Jenilyn, that you said it was in response to someone's comment. This is huge. And if you watch Leela, she does this too a lot. Watch people's comments on Facebook. Watch how they respond to other people's posts, because there are clues there for you as to what people need. And if their need is something that's in line with what you offer, do reach out to them. Facebook message them, private message, and say, hey, I noticed your comment on this post. I see you're going through struggle of this or that, and I wonder, are you open to a few suggestions? I always ask.
I have absolutely done that many times, and I actually have got clients like that, or people who have bought the frequency machine because of their pain or their mold infection or whatever.
Right. And again, it comes back to really being there to be in service, but also understanding that when you touch people's pain point and you make a deeper connection, they will engage with you on some level, right?
Especially if it's really pain.
Right, exactly.
And there's a good way to do that, and kind of a not so good way. I mean, when Dakota and I were sick, there was a lot of people that said, oh, load up on D, load up on C, load up on zinc. And, I was like, great, cool. And then some of the neighbors brought it over. Then I had this one that said, oh, message me. And, I still kind of really wasn't looking. Boom, she messages me and wanted to tell me about, the CBD products and stuff that she had. And the how can do this and that. I said, oh no, I'm aware. I have my own CBD line. And all of a sudden, poop, she just went away. And I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Right. So
it was about her. It wasn't really about me. It was just about,
that's an example of someone with an ulterior motive, someone who's just wanting to sell you their stuff, right? Yeah. And that doesn't leave a good taste in your mouth. It just leaves a horrible feeling. And when that person engages with you again, you probably won't even respond, right? Because you're like, oh, I know where this is going.
Yeah. And they're done that.
I get to do something really cool and fun this week. Mr. Ernie, I'm going to do a past life regression with him. Yay! And then I get to be on his show.
Yeah.
To do the interview. Later. Cool.
So he knows he'll know what I'm kind of talking about. And I would have done it anyway, Ernie, but I appreciate being able to answer questions too.
That's okay. That's fine. I do want to connect with Dawn, because she's asking for something that I'm not quite sure of, how to deliver and something. So, let's talk a little bit, Dawn. I'll send you an email. I'm not quite sure exactly what you're asking for. And also, I'm looking for somebody to interview me on a consistent basis. And the reason I'm asking for this is because when I do a video of myself, I sound like a bumbling idiot. I know I'm giving myself subliminal messages, but when I am interviewing with somebody else who's asking me the questions that I want to answer. So in other words, I get to promote my packages, my course, my what have you, and why, why people should work with Ernie Meyer. I want to be able to tell them in a way that, doesn't sound like, well,
Well, Ernie, chat with me, because that's part of the coaching I do. I work with people on this all the time.
Well,
So reach out to me. Let's chat and see how I can help you with that. Because here's the deal: it's the same for everybody. We are really, really good at telling others what they need, and then when it comes to ourselves, we get stuck. It's a lot harder to talk about yourself than it is to talk about someone else. Right, Laura, you know this.
I do. I'm better in interviews than when I sit there and try and talk just by myself.
Right.
I can talk around the house, and I can kind of put a monologue together as I'm talking around and I'm doing different things around the house. But let me get in front of the camera by myself. I wish I had a stage of 100 or 300 people that I could tell this to, because then I'd be able to say something.
You're one
teddy bears you can line up.
Pardon?
What's that?
Don't you have any teddy bears you can line up?
I was just gonna say, if Ernie can walk around the house and talk to himself, he's one up on me. I feel like someone's gonna come after me with a straight jacket, so I have trouble doing that.
So with that said, you guys, and actually I wasn't going to talk about this at all today, but Ernie, now that you mentioned it, I do the Show Up program. So I'm working on my next program, and I'm thinking of doing a program on speaking, how to apply for speaking engagements, and how to show up and be your best self on camera and on stage. So it actually ties right in with what you guys are talking about right now. And a lot of it, as you all know, a lot of it is mindset and being able to visualize certain things and getting comfortable with certain situations. And Ernie, like you say, if someone can frequently do that with you, you will get better and better and better at it. And that's how I don't know, those of you who knows, or Audrey Lochmiller, I worked with her intensively on that. And I met with her a few times. We met and we just did sessions and sessions in front of the camera, and it really helped her so much. So so I'm thinking of doing something like that. But Ernie, definitely connect with me and I'll help you. I can give you some ideas, some things to do.
You did tell me about that program, said you'd be opening another one up in January. That would be timing would be perfect for me.
Right. And actually this is an additional program. It's a new one. So I touch on some of that in the Show Up program, but I want to dive deeper in my next program. I haven't decided what it's going to be exactly yet and what I'm going to call it, but that's definitely part of what I want to do. Now, you guys, we're off the subject. Anybody else have questions about social selling and those seemingly unscalable things that we should be doing in our business that really scale our business?
I'll be reaching out to you, that's for sure.
Do so.
So
fantastic.
I'd like to know more on what you have available. So definitely, thank you.
Okay, Ernie, anytime. Anybody else before we say goodbye? Yes.
It's hard for me to do what you're talking about just yet, because I have such major projects that have to get off the ground. Part of which I'm really excited. I'm going to be doing a couple of classes this next month. So this is my big afternoon after working with the computer guy. But I really like what you said, because one of the leaders is coming over for an appointment in a couple of weeks. And I am definitely going to give her not my book, but another book that I happen to have on hand. And we'll tell her why, because it's a unique subject that I think she might be interested in. But I wouldn't have thought about that had you not said something. So thank you, because I don't care if you're leader or not, you're still a human being, and someone stepping up for you has to be a nice thing, because you step up for people so often.
Fantastic, Sherry. Sherry, that's great. Thank you. Of course, my pleasure. So with that said, I like to keep my calls, you know, I don't like to just stay on here because we need the time. And actually we're overtime now. So it was lovely to have you all here today. And I hope you got a lot out of this. I look forward to engaging with you from October onwards every week. For this month, we will have another call in the last week of the month. And then in October, we'll start with our weekly calls, you guys. So thank you for joining me today and love you all. Reach out to me if you need anything, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Awesome.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for being here, Tommy. Glad you made
Yes,
it.
I'm glad I could make it. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course, anytime. Bye, everyone.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Very helpful.